Welcome to the Champions League final, Right to Dream FC versus Manchester City. We've already won the debut Pokal in this season, we've also won the 3F Superliga. Can we win the Champions League and make it a world famous treble? Let's find out. Really excited for this one, but also there could be some tears. Now, as you can see, I am suited and booted. I match my in-game character. Suit and all, just haven't got those funky orange glasses. Let me tell you how we've got this far into the Champions League. It's been such a roller coaster adventure so far. First game of the season, need I remind you, 5-1 win against Benfica. If we have a look at the goal scorers, Emmanuel Omega got a hat-trick, Youssef Chermiti got 2. It was to start off a beautiful partnership with the two of them. 6-1 against Basel next. Again, Omega and Chermiti both getting on the score sheet. This time helped out by Agume, Jorgensen and Tarek Buchmann. Asbjørn Jorgensen's had a fantastic season with us so far, and I'm really excited for his progression going forward. This was followed up with a 1-0 win against Ajax, Emmanuel Omega on the score sheet. He's had a fantastic season with us so far. We'll just look at his goal scoring ability. He's got 7 goals in 10 Champions League games. 7.47 XG, fantastic striker, 6'5", he's fast, he can finish, he can header, he can do what you exactly need from an advanced forward, a target forward or a complete forward as well. Fantastic signing, only 14 million was spent on him going forward. Barcelona, 0-0 draw, again a very creditable result, wouldn't have expected that going into the game, so very happy indeed. Omega on the score sheet against AS Monaco following that very good Rich Vayner form that he's in. CFR Cluj, 6-0 battering of them. Jorgensen, Mariba, Mohamed Diamande, Omega, Usman Diamande and Youssef Chermiti. If we have a look at Chermiti as well, he's got 13 goals in 13 Champions League games, 8.05 rating. He's fantastic. He's classed as an elite striker. I don't know where we'd be without him. 35 million well spent. Man United are interested, which may be a tough one to keep a hold of. But speaking of Manchester United, Chermiti got a goal. However, we did lose, conceding 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. Man United are the only team this season to beat us in the Champions League. FC Bayern, fantastic, famous 3-0, 3-2 victory. Chermiti with 2. And the new sheriff in town, Youssoufa Moukoko. He's got 4 goals and 2 assists in 9 games for us in the Champions League. 113, £126 million valuation. He's an absolute superstar in this squad. And we wouldn't be where we are without Moukoko in the team. He did score against Atletico Madrid as we beat them 1-0. And also Chermiti on the score sheet in the return leg, 2-1 victory over Ace Atletico Madrid. Then next up was Arsenal in the quarter-final. 0-0 at home, all to play for at the Emirates, and we ended up winning 3-2. Youssoufa Moukoko with 2, Youssef Chermiti with 1. What a strike partnership they've created at the front of the pitch for us. There was some revenge to be happened in the semi-final against Manchester United. Youssef Chermiti hat-trick. I just want to show this again. Chermiti is an absolute, he's a beast on Football Manager. I really love him. I didn't know much about him until going into the season when I've been looking at only African players, or players of African nationality. But Youssef Chermiti, he completely dispatched of Manchester United in this leg, and it also set us up for the second leg as well. As we can see, Nagalo down the right hand side into Chermiti. Yes, poor goalkeeping, but a poacher inside the box. Chermiti, fantastic goal there. Followed up by Moukoko, lovely clinical pass to Chermiti, who finds the bottom left hand corner. Fantastic goal. 1-on-1, he doesn't miss many. Jorgensen into Mariba. Lovely run by Mariba. Again, 1-on-1 Chermiti into the top corner this time. 3-0 at half time. An absolute superstar in this team. As is pretty much everyone else in the Champions League, we are playing fantastic football. Yes, we lost 1-0 in the last leg, but it is Champions League final time today against Manchester City. Let me show you the team, and hopefully we can bring this trophy home. So let me run through our starting 11 for the Champions League final. I keep saying it, I am really nervous about this game. Salah is going to be our goalkeeper. In the Champions League, he's conceded 7 but kept 5 clean sheets, 7.49 rating. Fantastic. Just, I don't even know how much we spent on him. 400,000 we spent on Marwan Salah. Can he be a Champions League trophy winner for 400,000? I really hope so. Very good goalkeeper in the Champions League especially. He loves big games, and hopefully he can have a fantastic game today. Wisdom at the right back position. He's played 11 games. He's got 2 assists in the Champions League so far. Good progression. We've fought off a lot of teams in January and in the summer to keep him at the club. Hopefully we can repay his loyalty with the Champions League today. Usman Diomande, he was a big signing that we made this season, 49 million. He's got 3 goals in 24 appearances with 2 assists. That's in the league. He's got 1 goal in the Champions League, a rating of 7.14. He's had such a solid partnership with Tarek Buchman. Also 1 goal in the Champions League in 12 games, 7.25 rating. They've formed a nice partnership together, one for many years to build this team around. Arian B in the left back position, can also cover in at centre back, but 12 games in the Champions League, 7.04 rating. A very good acquisition. We spent 4.5 million on him last season, and he's been fantastic since we have brought him in. Now moving into the midfield, I'll get to Jorgensen afterwards. Iliax Mariba, again a massive transfer, came in this season, 51 million. In the league, he's got 4 goals, 8 assists, 4 player of the matches, 7.55 rating. In the Champions League, however, 14 games, 1 goal, 5 assists, 7.11 rating. He's exactly what we needed to drive our midfield forward. We said last season that we were a couple of positions away from competing for Champions League football. Mariba and Diomande, they're the 2 that we brought in, and they have taken us to our first, hopefully not the last, Champions League final. Agume, don't know what to say about this guy. We brought him in on a free contract last season, played 25 games, and he was fine. But this season, he's really stepped it up for us. 20 games, 1 goal, 2 assists in the league. Champions League, however, 14 games. He's played every single game for us. 1 goal, 4 assists, 7.22 rating. For someone that came in on a free, I think it's such a fantastic return on investment. But probably the best return on investment through our academy as Bjorn Jorgensen. He's had a fantastic season with us this season. Last season, he played 10 games for us in the league, 7.10 rating. He's already played 18 in the league so far this season. 1 goal, 5 assists, 7.28 rating to his name. But the Champions League is where he's come alive. 13 appearances in total, 2 goals, 4 assists, 1 player of the match, 7.35 rating. Absolutely sensational. He came through our youth academy, and he's going to be one for many a year to build his team around, I'm sure. Now lastly, the final third, we have Mohamed Diomande. He's been with us since day 1. He's not had the best Champions League season going forward. He's played 12, 1 goal, 2 assists, 6.83 rating. But I think the experience is required today in this centre attacking midfield role, hoping he can drive this team forward. But I do need to give Omega a shout out here. Obviously, he's not starting today's game. However, 7 goals in 10 games in the Champions League. He's been vital to our success this season. So I don't really want to go speaking about the front 2 without giving Omega a shout out here. Where do we start? Makoko, 4 goals, 2 assists in 9 Champions League games, 7.20 rating. He's been such a clinical finisher in front of goal, and he's the catalyst that we're required in the front third to kind of get things out of games against the bigger teams. His pace has been frightening. His finishing has been fantastic, and an acquisition of 64 million. He's been brilliant for us. And who else can we speak about but Youssef Chermiti? I've already mentioned it earlier on in the video. 13 goals in 13 games, 2 assists, 4 player of the match, 8.05 rating. What a fantastic player Youssef Chermiti is. If you don't already know about him in Football Manager, go and get him. Starts off at Sporting, 35 million spent last season, 23 goals in 24 games, 18 in 22. He has been on quite a rotation in the league with us, but that's all we require. This is our first team 11. We're going to win the Champions League. Let's get into it. What a game this is going to be. We beat them last time we played them. Are they going to get revenge? Or are we going to do the unthinkable and win the Champions League? Do we fire them up? Do we thrash our arms? Do we say we expect to win the trophy? Go out there and prove to everyone that you are winners. Let's motivate them. Champions League. We've got a little section of Nordsjælland fans here, but I kind of hope that it's full of Danish clubs and Nordsjælland alike. If you look at the team as well, there's only one player in this squad, first 11, that isn't of African nationality, and that is the player that's come through our youth squad, Asbjørn Jorgensen. They've all got the right to dream. Can they bring it home today against Manchester City? An early demand more, as is custom for how we do play our football, as Bernardo Silva tries to cross it in. Diomande heads it clear. Ferland Mendy now into De Bruyne. De Bruyne from distance. Salah with a good save then. 10 minutes in, the first test we've had to face. Now I'm wondering, do we kind of go positive against Manchester City as Foden whips this in? Haaland tries to chase onto it, but Chermiti beats him in the air. Nice little duel that could potentially be from a corner set piece, as Diomande gives it to Jorgensen. Agume over to Moukoko. Moukoko one-on-one. He's put it in. Please be onside. Please be onside, Moukoko. I'm looking to the linesman. Looking to VAR. It's been awarded. Go on, Moukoko. 1-0. Right to Dream FC. Please hold on to this. Agume. Lovely ball to Moukoko. And he's just headed it past Ederson. What a fantastic finish that is. A tight offside apparently, where he's miles onside. His pace has taken him past Ruben Dias, and we're going to tell him to focus for the next 15 minutes. One shot, one on target, 58% possession, 1-0, Youssef Moukoko, and we're going to tell him to focus once more. Diomande to the back post to Bookman. I thought it was going to be 2 then. Ederson holds on to that ball, and we're probably going to change it just to be quite balanced at the minute. There's no point pushing for the goal just before the half-time whistle, as Mendy comes forward with it down the left-hand side. Rafael Leao back to Ake. Rafael Leao gives it back to Ederson. I mean, it's slow play from Manchester City here. Ruben Dias into Fresneda. Foden swings it right to Mendy. He's won the header to Rafael Leao. Please stop him, someone. It's given to Haaland. What a block that is by Tarek Bookman. No longer Agent Bookman here, although we have got a corner to contend with. As Bernardo whips it in, Bookman heads it clear, and Agume's got it there. Are you going to hold on to it, or is it the end of the highlight? No, he's lost it to Rodri. De Bruyne into Rafael Leao. Back to Mendy. Stop the highlight. Stop the highlight. Someone's dived in. What's going on? Foden to Bernardo Silva. Out to Mendy. Rodri from distance over the bar. Who slid in then? That must have been a wonder tackle. Maybe balanced isn't the way, but looks like we're kind of not going to say the word. I'm not going to say the word FM. As Mendy gives it to Rafael Leao. Handball. De Bruyne. Bookman wins it. Diomande clears it out. Balanced isn't the way, I don't think. Let's go back on the attack here. Positive. Mendy from distance. Salah saves it. It's still in play here. Foden back to Fresneda. What is the highlight going to be? Bernardo Silva to Foden to Mendy to goal. We shouldn't have gone from shouldn't have gone to balanced. Let's make a couple of changes here. We're going to overlap down the right. In transition, we're going to counter press as well and distribute it quickly. We're going to try and get them on the counter here. It seemed to go on forever, that highlight. Fresneda gives it into Bernardo Silva. Foden crosses it in. I mean, Amay could have done better there, but Ferland Mendy puts Man City back. I'm going to say back in control, back into the game. We've got a big half coming up now. There's a couple of players who aren't particularly kind of fit for this either. Right, we're going to thrash our arms. Far from pleased. I'm not. I'm actually very proud of how they are playing. Amay can come off on Igalo. Jorgensen for Christian. Fatawu. We'll bring Fatawu in. Fatawu has been the difference maker on many occasions. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to jink things around a little bit. Fatawu as our cam. Diomande on the left as a Mazzala. Mariba on the right as Mazzala. And a Gume there. A big half coming up. We've done well so far, but a kick-off highlight is not what you want to see in Football Manager. Ferland Mendy down the left. Gives it to Ake. Ake into Fresneda. I mean, a loose touch there. Diomande has won the ball back. Gives it back to Salah. Poor ball from Salah. If this is how we lose in the Champions League final, I'm not going to be very happy at all. Now we have some work to do. We're going to go attacking. Can't believe that is the goal. We're going to bring on Alalade and we're going to bring on Omega. And we are going to demand more as well. Rafael Leao down the left. Swings it across to Fresneda. I mean, maybe our formation isn't kind of working against Man City here. Let's go back to our old one. I mean, we can't take off Fatawu. We're going to bring on Ernest Neymar. And that's our last change. We're going to swap over to the formation that we played for the majority of our time at right to Dream SD. Bookman clears it away from a Haaland header. I mean, we've got 15 minutes to get a goal back here. As Salah, little pass apparently. Diomande back to Salah. Have we got the man more? No, we haven't. Salah up to Omega. Lose it out to Diash. Alalade wins it. Fatawu into Iliax Mariba. Lovely to Fatawu. Fatawu, go on. 2-2. Fatawu, the man, the myth, the legend. He scores vital goals for us in the Champions League. And Fatawu has come up clutch with a goal there. Alalade, Fatawu plays a 1-1 with Mariba. Lovely run. Fatawu into the box. What a fantastic finish that was. And I want the win now. I want the win. We're going to demand more. Although Alalade is giving away a free kick just outside the box, which didn't lead to a highlight. Very weird. Very, very weird. It's 2-2. Is there going to be a sting in the tail here? Oh no. What's happened? Rafael Leao on his own, on the left, into Coop Miners. Salah with the save. Go on, Salah. That can't be the highlight. That is the highlight. We're going into extra time. No, we're not. Ruben Dias. to Humphries, to Coop Miners, to Lewis. Fatu gets the ball. Diomande intercepts. Mariba. Diomande. Fatu. Rodri stops it. Kulusevski. Diomande hits it long. Rodri heads it away. It's all very scrappy. Harry MB up to Omega. Loses out. Alalade to Neymar. Makoko. Omega. 3-2. Just like he did. It's the 93rd minute. We have won this Champions League final. Neymar over to Omega. Around Ederson. I am in disbelief. He scored to make it 3-2 when we played them last time and won. And we have won the Champions League final. What a fantastic win that was. Right to Dream FC has won the Champions League. We've beat Man City 3-2, a last minute goal by Emmanuel Omega. I'm actually in shock. Fatu, the difference maker, I think there. And Ernest Neymar coming on to get an assist. I mean, I don't think we've FM'd Man City here. They have had 21 shots to our 7, but only 6 were on target to our 5. We've had the more possession. We took the lead, and we've actually won the Champions League. I never thought I would see this. Forget Nagalo on a 6.3 or Salah on a 6.4. What a fantastic achievement that is. Congratulations. What a win indeed. I think the question is, what next for Right to Dream FC? So as we see, we have won the Champions League 3-2 against Manchester City. The summary was, on a wet evening at Owaka, Spyros Louis, FC Nordsjælland's Tariq Buchman lifted the UEFA Champions League to complete a fairy tale journey for the team. Things did not get off to a good start for Man City as outstanding striker Youssoufa Moukoko seized on an error by Ederson to score a fine header from point blank range. The VAR system advised a change to referee Willie Collum's decision to initially disallow the goal. Strong fullback Ferland Mendy then equalised for Man City in the 44th minute with a close range header, and then an error from FC Nordsjælland's Marwan Salah allowed elite striker Erling Haaland to score a place shot into the bottom corner. Inside forward Ishaku Abdul Fatawu, he had a song about him way back in the day, then equalised for FC Nordsjælland in the 80th minute with a place shot from close range. Then FC Nordsjælland's winner came through Emmanuel Omega as he seized on Ederson's mistake to score a long range finish into the bottom right hand corner. Omega's impact delighted the fans with his late goal. Let's see them again. Let's see the goals again. I'm in such shock at the minute. What a fantastic journey this team's been on. So as mentioned, Diomande to Jorgensen, Agume over the top, Bakoko with the header. Very nicely done. I mean, he beat the offside trap nicely then. Foden into Fresneda. Crosses it across to Ferland Mendy. Nothing we could have done about that goal then. And then just before half time, Fresneda. Salah passes it to Haaland. Sorry, just after half time. Salah passes it to Haaland. He's going crazy then. But Fatawu, a lovely 1-2 here with Mariba. and finds the bottom corner of the net. And then lastly, Neymar over to Omega. He went round the keeper in the 93rd minute. Such composure. And he's won the Champions League for Right to Dream FC. Victorious Nordsjælland celebrate famous treble. We have won the treble. Certainly look back to some great wins along the way, perhaps the most notable including a highly impressive 5-1 dismantling of Benfica, an emphatic 6-1 win against Basel, a comprehensive 6-0 triumph against CFR Cluj, and a 3-2 triumph against FC Bayern. FC Nordsjælland were only considered to have a slight chance of winning the UEFA Champions League, but manager Ross Roberts overcame considerable odds and has deservedly received the plaudits for guiding the Tigers to an unlikely treble. Wow, wow, wow. 17 million for that win. And we are hit by UEFA Champions League fever, apparently. The first of many, perhaps. The board's ecstatic with the win. I mean, of course, why wouldn't you be? Post-match press conference about to begin. I think it's probably time I got out of this suit in time for the end of season review. Bonuses are paid out. We are the overachievers, but I don't care. 28 medals have been given as well. The most appearances for Ousmane Diomande. The least appearances, we've got a couple here. Sir Demir. Yeah, he might not be here for too long. But what a fantastic achievement. We're going to get to the end of season review. I'll see you in a minute. We won the Champions League. Can't believe it. Now, after finally recovering from a fantastic Champions League victory, injury time winner against Manchester City, we have got awards for the end of the season for the Champions League. This isn't the end of season review, but the Champions League end of season as well. And as we can see, Chimiti claims Player of the Season. 23-year-old put in a string of amazing performances, scoring 13 goals in 14 games with an average rating of 7.94. Chimiti's been in impressive form for FC Nordsjælland this season, hitting the target with 100 of his shots at a rate of 5.44 per match over 40 appearances. That is fantastic news. So as we can see, 14 appearances, 13 goals, 2 assists, and a 7.94 rating. We're going to congratulate Chimiti, put our arms around him, and congratulate him for winning Player of the Season for the Champions League. Now, even though Chimiti has won Player of the Season, Victor Osimhen has won the Golden Boot. He's got 17 goals in 14 games with 1 assist. I mean, looking at his stats, he looks absolutely crazy. Is he someone that we can sign for FC Nordsjælland? I'm not too sure just yet, but maybe we can one day. Erling Haaland coming in second place as well. No need to speak about Haaland. Fantastic player. A dream. 450,000 a week though is criminal. But Chimiti, as we can see, is a very good player. 23 years of age, classed as an elite striker. He's only got 3 years left on his deal, however. We need to make a change to that. But Chimiti, again, named as Young Player of the Season as well as Player of the Season. He's picked up all the accolades here, and in the dream team as well, Chimiti. But a nice addition as well, we have Diomande. He's been an absolute rock at the back for us in the Champions League. Played 15 games, scored 1 goal, 7.13 rating. This guy's an absolute beast and a bedrock that we can build our foundation upon for the next few seasons at Nordsjælland here. Tarek Buchman also in the dream team, 11, 22 years of age. We brought him in on a free. 13 games in the Champions League, 1 goal, 7.25 rating. And for me, the most enjoyable to see was Marwan Salah in the Dream Team 11. He's conceded 9 goals in 11 games, but has kept 5 clean sheets, 7.39 rating. Well done, Marwan Salah. Do we move Onana on? I'm not fully sure just yet. but a fantastic achievement from our young goalkeeper. Again, we bought him for 400,000 4 seasons ago, and if someone had told him 4 seasons ago he would be a Champions League winner, I don't think he would have believed you, and I wouldn't have believed it myself either. And as we can see, Champions League awards, winners announced. Marwan Salah was the top goalkeeper. Defender of the season, Theo Hernandez. Midfielder of the season, Rafael Leao, and obviously Chimiti winning striker of the season for the Champions League. And let's move on to the end of season rewards and awards even, and I'll see you then. So here we are at the end of season review. The 3 trophies for this famous treble that we have won. We have the 3F Superliga, the debut Pokalon, or the side bank Pokalon now, and the UEFA Champions League. I didn't think we'd make it to this point in 5 seasons, but we have indeed. Regarding transfers, our star transfer is Iliax Mariba. We spent 51 million on him. He's played 42 times with 8 goals and 15 assists. A very good signing. A lot of money that we did put in as well, 65,000 a week. He's got 3 years left on his deal. Hopefully we can time down for another couple of years and spend his prime years at the club. But also, Youssoufa Moukoko. What a fantastic signing he has been for us. 22 games he's played, 18 starting, 4 from the bench, 14 goals, 6 assists, 7.52 rating. He really did change how we did play up front. That electric pace up there with Chimiti was a nightmare for defenders, and I think that's one of the main reasons we won the Champions League this season. But also, Ousmane Diomande at the back, 45 games played, he's been ever present in the back line for us. 4 goals, 2 assists, 7.25 rating. Very good showing for Ousmane Diomande. Again, we spent 54 million on him. It's a lot of money, and he's done a very good job. Very good job. Then we had the youngsters to sprinkle in as well. So Adriano Onyegbule, he's come in to kind of provide competition for Mohamed Diomande. He's played, 19 games overall, 9 goals, 1 assist. Very good return on the 12.5 million that we have brought him in for. And Ibrahim Abamba, a little bit of support at the back for Buckman and Diomande. He didn't play as much as we required, probably wasted the money on him if we're being honest, but just having this cover if anything did go wrong to Diomande and Buckman, it was worth bringing in for the £21 million fee. And looking at the season results, obviously we won the 3F Superliga. 22 games played in the qualifying rounds, we won 18 of those, 3 draws, we only lost 1 all season. That is one for next season. Hopefully we can go undefeated. Can we get 30 wins, 32 wins? We're going to try to do that. Youssef Chimiti, top goal scorer for Nordsjælland with 19, an average home attendance of 10,000. Maybe that's why we're struggling a little bit financially, because we can't bring the gate receipts in. But in the Champions League, we won the Champions League as well. Chimiti, 13 goals for us. Some of the results, as went through before previously, we beat Benfica 5-1, opening game, away from home. Basel, we beat them 6-1 at home, and followed by a 1-0 win against Ajax at home. We drew at home with Barcelona, a very good result, probably one of the better performances we put in, even though we didn't win the game. Monaco then, we beat them 1-0 away, and CFR Cluj, we beat them 6-0 away from home as well. Only 1 loss. There's 2 losses in this. 2 losses in the whole of the Champions League, and they were both to Manchester United. We lost 2-1 at home after going 1-0 up, which was disappointing to see, but we followed that up with a 3-2 win against FC Bayern. That last minute goal from Chimiti still lives in the memory. And then moving into the round of 16, Atletico Madrid, we beat them 1-0 away and then 2-1 at home. Quite a comprehensive victory, especially considering we were probably not as good on paper against Atletico Madrid, but to be honest, we're an underdog FC going forward into the Champions League, into the quarterfinals against Arsenal. We drew 0-0 at home, and then I got a famous 3-2 win. I keep saying famous win. Every win seems quite famous for this. A 3-2 win against Arsenal away at the Emirates, and then a destruction of Manchester United, 3-0 at home, Chimiti hat-trick in the semi-final. Couldn't ask for any more. We went to Old Trafford, we only lost 1-0, we set up quite defensively, not looking to win the game, and it kind of paid off. And then, again, last-minute goals galore. Manchester City, in the neutral arena, 3-2 win in the 93rd minute, Emmanuel Omega being the difference maker in that. And then when it came to the side bank Pokeland, I've updated the database, which is probably why the name of the DB Pokeland has changed on this. But obviously we won this. Top goal scorers were both Bismarck Adoa Blessing and Adriano Onigbule. Bismarck Adoa Blessing, he's had a really good season for us. He's played 23 games in the 3F Superliga, 10 goals and 6 assists. Good return on his investment of 5 million. Hopefully a big season to come next season for Bismarck Adoa Blessing. But we won all competitions. We only lost once in the debut Pokeland, and that was a 1-0 loss away at Bromby IF. And now looking at the moments to remember, we beat FA 2000 8-1. It's not our biggest win so far this series, but 8-1 was quite a comprehensive win. And then UEFA Champions League 5-1 demolition of Benfica, as I mentioned. It was our first game of the season. Omega with a hat-trick and Chimiti with 2. And then goal of the season apparently was Mokoko's. I say apparently, this goal was absolutely fantastic. It happened in the last game of the season, obviously off camera before recording this. Can we see it again? Should we have a look at both of the goals? Chimiti and Mokoko both getting on the score sheet here in the last game of the season. So Amay to Jorgensen, this was Chimiti's goal first. Agume over the top to Chimiti. Fantastic run, fantastic dink over the goalie. He's done that all season for us. But this goal now was absolutely fantastic. Diamande setting it off. Gave it to Mokoko, who just turned and hit a wonderful curling shot past the goalkeeper. I thought it was going to be goal of the season, and it is our goal of the season anyway. So big props to Mokoko for getting that. He's had a fantastic impression on this team, and hopefully he can build further next season. How many goals do we want? At least 30, I think. So onto the finance screen. Club reputation has increased from 3.5 stars to 4 stars. We're now continentally known. Obviously winning the Champions League would make us continentally known, but apparently it's going to help us to grow our support base and to improve our commercial revenue as well. Sponsorship revenue coming in 6.5 million, so $500,000 more than last season. Broadcast revenue has dropped slightly, however, though 1.8 million. Not sure what the cause of that is. And when it comes to merchandise, 474,000 was raised non-domestically due to shirt sales. 5,927 shirts were sold. Diamande, Omega, Chimiti, Ilix Mariba, and Mokoko. To be fair, it's a very nice lineup. Can we potentially get 3 strikers in this season and drop Diamande's attacking midfielder position? Maybe I'll have a look at that for next season. Omega, Chimiti, and Mokoko seems pretty scary up front. And looking at how we did line up, as I said, we've got the right to dream formation here. Salah, Nagalo, Diamande, Buckman, Ariambi at the back. So it's Nagalo and Wisdom Ame, but we kind of went with Nagalo going into the latter stage of the Champions League. I think mainly because he was already at the club when we started, so it felt quite fitting, and he's been an ever-present, consistent performer for us anyway. Agume, Jorgensen, Iliax Mariba as a midfield 3. I keep going on about Jorgensen. He's just broke into the Denmark team as well. I absolutely love the fact he's coming through our academy. 20 years of age, he can only get better as the club gets better as well. So, and I think next season's probably going to be looking at Agume, Jorgensen and Mariba as well. Agume's had a good season. He's only 25. He's not on a lot of wages either, and he's performing quite well. So he will stay around. Onigbule apparently is the better performing attacking midfielder compared to Uzman Diamande. But Omega and Chimiti as our kind of most used forwards, but Mokoko only joined later on in the season. So accolades, we won the Danish Manager of the Year, we've won everything, so it kind of makes sense that we did win this award here. Club awards, Youssef Chamiti, 23-year-old elite striker. He's got a lot of interest at the minute from Manchester United and Barcelona, so I kind of hope we can fend off their interest there. Signing of the season, as mentioned, was Ilyas Mariba. He also got the most assists with 15. Young player of the season was Chamiti. Our top goal scorer and most player of the matches awards were all to Chamiti. 11 player of the matches for Chamiti this season. And Makoko got the goal of the season. It's been a very good transfer window, if I do say so myself. And record breakers, Chamiti's 35 goals this season was a record, which is always good to see. Mariba, most assists in a season as well. And more records, obviously 11 player of the matches was a record as well. Wisma had the worst discipline with 13 yellow cards and 1 red. I mean, what are we going to do with Wisma? Not fully sure yet. Do we move him on finally and bring in a proper right back? We're not sure just yet. And coming into history in the making, FC Nordsjælland surged to the title after coming together midway through the season. To be fair, it was never in doubt. We was fully dominant over all the teams in Denmark, and Nordsjælland looked a class above in the core months right at the heart of the season. They were a trendy pick for the title, but they've also shown why. Bit of a weird thing to say. And obviously, into the manager timeline, we won't go any further with that. Now, I've got quite a decision to make now. We've achieved everything I wanted to do in this game save. I'm interested in the Club World Cup. Can we win that as well to show that we are technically like the best team in the world? I think that's going to be the save for next season, but if we go any further from next season, I'm not fully sure. If you have enjoyed this though, let me know down below if you want me to continue. There's another couple of saves I've got in mind to start off to get us up to FM24, but as FM24 is going to allow you to carry your game saves over, it's something I need to kind of think about putting the time into. One of those is going to be rebuilding. One of those, however, is going to be to rebuild Roma. They haven't won the title in 22 years now, going into the 23rd season. So Roma was a fantastic kind of inspiration of mine when I was younger. Daniele De Rossi and Francesco Totti, to name a couple of players. Absolutely love them. So looking at potentially doing that when this game save is over. If you have any ideas on what you want me to do next, let me know down below. But for now, we've won the Champions League. We are the best team in Europe at the minute. Can we retain our title next season? We will only find out. But for now, if you made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe, comment on what team I should go for next, and I'll see you next time on Right to Dream. Goodbye. Champions League, we've won the Champions League, we've won the Champions League. Thanks to Makoko, thanks to Chamiti, we've won the Champions League.